everyone, today I'm working on one of the Patreon sneak peek dolls which are now available in my Etsy shop. The one that I'm working on here is Frankie Stein. I've done a few Frankie Stein customs and I usually do her eyes really big and wide, and for this one I decided to change it up and do sort of a squinty eye, so I'm doing it kind of dramatic and like as if her eyes are a little bit closed so you can see more of her eyeshadow. I wanted her to wear a Hulk corset from Marvel Comics, so I wanted to do some purple coloring, which is like one of the Hulk colors in addition to green, and so I did some purple eyeshadow and which went with her green coloring. So I gave her a few coats of Mr. Super Clear and started in on the upper lash line with the white for the eye and the waterline. It's usually the pattern that I start with. And here I'm just kind of going back and forth, making sure that the sizing is right, that they are symmetrical, and layering in the white of the eye. I've said this in past videos, but I like to really build up the white color of the eye before I start laying in the colors in the iris and pupil. And that's just because since I've been doing that, it really makes the color pop a little bit better than if I started drawing it on top of the green of the vinyl. This is probably one of the two favorites of this collection that I made. I made 6 dolls that are at a lower price point for my Etsy shop. I made them with some wigs, so you can either upgrade later or do the rooting yourself and purchase the doll at a lower price. So I was experimenting with some colors, and for this one I decided to do her lips in purple to go with the overall shading or overall color scheme. So I always start the lips with pastel to give a little highlight on the lower lip with some white, and then I blend it out with a Q-tip, and then I start in with a colored pencil or watercolor pencil to give it some definition. Here I'm starting on the eyeshadow, and it's kind of like doing your own eyeshadow. I'm doing a crease color of purple and then blending it out with the white for the lid. And then I do kind of a transition color here with the green. And these are Pan Pastels that I'm using. The purple and the green are Pan Pastel, the pearlescent shades. I'm using a little micro brush to blend everything in and make sure I get some of that pearl color in there. Now I'm starting in with some contouring. It's shading around her nose and eyes and chin. At this point I have stopped and given her, you can't see it on camera, but I had stopped and given her a couple of coats of Mr. Super Clear because the color was built up the best that I could, and then once I give her another coat of Mr. Super Clear I can start building up more color. Like I said, she's probably one of the two favorites. I think her and Abby were my two favorite of this collection. I really love the purple and green together, and it matched her corset with the whole corset that I gave her in the collection. So giving some definition to the crease of the eye and the lips with the purple. And just blending it out. From here I'm just going to add layer after layer and then eventually get to the iris and pupils and highlights in the eyes, and then give her some gloss on the eyes and lips after I've given her her final sealing of Mr. Super Clear. So if you're interested in this or any of my other Patreon sneak peek dolls, they are in my Etsy shop currently, and at the time I'm recording this video there's a few left. You may also want to check out my Patreon page for different options for getting a doll of the month at an even lower rate than on my Etsy site. If you're interested in a commission, you can join my waiting list by either emailing me or messaging me on social media, and those links are below. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you click the subscription button so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks so much again for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye!